If you loved the heart-pounding tension of Lethal Company and you're looking for more co-op games to play with friends, we've got just what you need. Let's dive right in. Let's kick things off with Escape the Backrooms. If Lethal Company's weird creatures and confusing situations hooked you, then this one's a must-try. You and up to 3 friends have to work together to navigate creepy maze-like levels while solving puzzles and staying ahead of the strange monsters that are always lurking nearby. Whether you're running for your life, hiding, or trying to figure out the next move, the tension never lets up, so be ready for some seriously creepy moments. Next up is Darkwood, and this one's perfect if you like a slower, more atmospheric kind of horror. Similar to Lethal Company, Darkwood doesn't give you much direction. You're just thrown into a creepy world and left to figure things out. You'll spend the day gathering supplies and preparing because when night falls, things get terrifying. It's all about survival, and the game's unsettling vibe will definitely keep you on edge. If you love horror that builds tension, this is a great one to try. Moving on, we've got Phasmophobia, which has become a huge hit for horror fans. If you enjoy working together with friends to solve mysteries under pressure, you'll love this one. You and your team take on the role of ghost hunters, using different tools like flashlights, EMF readers, and spirit boxes to identify ghosts in haunted locations. The best part? The game actually responds to your voice, so calling out the ghost's name could make things a lot scarier. If you're into intense moments and creepy atmospheres like Lethal Company, Phasmophobia should definitely be on your list. Next up is Sketchy's Contract, which takes things to space. This sci-fi horror game has you and your friends fighting aliens, gathering loot, and completing contracts on dangerous alien planets. What makes this game stand out is the suit charge system, where you have to manage your oxygen and battery levels while exploring. And if you want to take bigger risks, you can stay out past 9 p.m. for even greater rewards, though the dangers go up too. For those who enjoy a mix of strategy, teamwork, and cosmic horror, this one's a solid pick. Let's not forget about Labyrinthine, a game that taps into that fear of being completely lost. Like Lethal Company, you and your friends have to deal with weird creatures while solving puzzles, but here, you're doing it in a giant creepy maze. The sense of dread comes from never knowing what's around the corner. You can play through the story mode, or if you want a longer challenge, dive into the endless maze mode. Either way, it's packed with eerie moments that'll have you constantly looking over your shoulder. Another game that stands out is Barotrauma, which throws you and your friends deep underwater in a submarine, trying to survive in the ocean's depths. It's chaotic in the best way possible, balancing tasks like keeping the sub running, avoiding monsters, and making sure nobody freaks out when something goes wrong. If you loved the teamwork and unpredictability of Lethal Company, Barotrauma is a fantastic follow-up. It's all about working together and staying calm when everything's going wrong. If you're looking for something a bit more intense, check out GTFO. This co-op horror game is brutal in the best way. You and your team are dropped into dark monster-filled levels where planning and coordination are key. Resources are limited, and sometimes it's smarter to sneak past enemies than to fight them. The deeper you go, the more dangerous it gets, with bosses that will seriously test your team's skills. If you love that constant tension and feeling like you're always on the edge of running out of resources, GTFO will have you hooked. Now let's switch things up with content warning. This game brings a mix of humor and horror, making it a bit different from your typical co-op scares. You and your friends start off in a colorful, childlike world, but things quickly turn dark as you venture into underground caverns filled with strange, creepy creatures. Instead of fighting them though, you're working together to capture footage of them. It's less about survival and more about creativity and teamwork, which makes it a fun, lighter spin on horror games. Secret Neighbor is another unique multiplayer game, especially if you love games that mix horror with deception. In this one, you and your friends are trying to rescue someone from the creepy neighbor's basement. The twist? One of you is secretly the neighbor in disguise, working to sabotage the mission. The constant guessing and paranoia create a fun, tense atmosphere. If you like messing with your friends while also working together, this one's a blast. Last but not least, we have SCP Secret Laboratory. This free-to-play game requires up to 10 players, and each person has a different role to play. Some are scientists trying to escape, others are prisoners, and some are terrifying SCP creatures trying to kill everyone else. The proximity voice chat adds to the tension, and with so many players, things can get chaotic fast. If you love large, unpredictable multiplayer games with plenty of scares, this one's perfect for you. So, which game will you try first? Be sure to like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which game gave you the biggest fright.